The first debate between the Republican candidates vying for their party's presidential nomination will happen tonight in Milwaukee. It's the next big step in getting the 2024 election cycle going in full swing.
It's also a time when the parties, Republican and Democrat, start preparing for both national and local elections. Political reporter Rick Albin taking a look at the Republican Party in the state of Michigan on the eve of a major election cycle. Rick.
Yeah, Brian and Sue, this is a very interesting time for the Michigan GOP and some county organizations as well. After the complete defeat in the 2022 election cycle that saw Democrats take everything from the governor's race to majorities in the state house and Senate for the first time in 40 years, Republicans needed to regroup. But in some cases, that regrouping seems to have hit some snags along the way.
The chairman recognizes.
After a humiliating 2022 election, Republicans at the state level, with many first-time delegates with an allegiance to Donald Trump, elected Christina Caramo as their new chair after she expressed unequivocal dissatisfaction with the way the party was currently being run.
Currently, the Michigan Republican Party operates like a political mafia who is bent on their own power, who do not care about the well-being of the state, but rather their own self-serving agenda. This is why we're being destroyed.
The party, at the time in financial stress, needed to raise money and get ready for 2024. But by the admission of the former chief of staff of the Michigan Republican Party, Paul Cordes, in a post-election memo, those who used to be big donors are not engaged. Donors, for the most part, decided against supporting Trump's hand-picked AG and SOS candidates from the April convention, he wrote, and also withheld millions in traditional investment into the state party. He continued, in what many of them saw as sending a message to Donald Trump and his supporters, longtime donors to the party remained on the sidelines, despite constant warnings of the possibility of the outcome we saw come to fruition on Election Day. A statewide sweep and one-party Democratic rule in Lansing.
We're going to be a part
that hand-picked Secretary of State candidate, none other than the current chair of the Michigan Republican Party, Caramo. With the donor class still wary of the direction and leadership of the party, its financial situation and ability to help candidates, including state house candidates, is in question. The very operation of the party is in question. This building, just north of the Capitol in Lansing, has long served as the headquarters for the Michigan GOP. When I visited yesterday, it appeared to be empty and apparently has been since the new MI GOP leadership took over. The party's website doesn't give a physical address for the party, but instead lists a post office box in this Grand Rapids UPS store as a mailing address. As for contacting the GOP, the website lists the phone number as in transition. But when I tapped it on my phone, a number came up that went to a voicemail that was full.
Sorry, mailbox is full.
And did not identify the number as one associated with the party. The state party's gearing up for one of the biggest events it holds every 2 years. The Republican Leadership Conference on Mackinac Island that has traditionally attracted some of the biggest names in the party and dozens of presidential hopefuls. So far, the lineup contains none of the candidates that will be on stage tonight, and details about the event are sketchy. The party seems to have plenty of internal conflict. At a state committee meeting in July in Clare, two party members got into a fight that reportedly left one man seeking medical attention.
He wants press charges.
Does he? Well, I want press charges too.
And another has since been charged with assault and battery. This is video provided by the Clare County Prosecutor's Office. In Kent County, the traditional base of operations, like the one in Lansing, is empty. And the signage that once proudly proclaimed the building as the Gerald R. Ford Republican headquarters has been removed. In addition to abandoning the headquarters, some of the most recently elected committee members resigned earlier this month, including GOP County Chairman Tim Olinga. Sources say there were concerns about the pro-Trump group's inability to raise funds ahead of next year's election while alienating traditional donors. A meeting next week of the Kent County GOP could see new leadership emerge, but it's not clear exactly what that leadership might look like. To be clear, none of the candidates on the stage in Milwaukee tonight are going to be worrying about the confusion in the GOP in Michigan. The ultimate nominee will have to be concerned, though, because despite big Democratic wins last year, Michigan is still considered a swing state in presidential politics, along with Ohio and Pennsylvania, could help pave the way to victory for the next president of the United States, and they've got to have a functioning party organization to help backfill those presidential candidates, or those campaigns will have to put a lot more resources.
Yeah. And Rick, in your conversations with Republicans outside of the presidential race, what is this inability to raise money due to the Michigan GOP?
Yeah, a real big concern there is the state house, because a lot of Republicans are really going to be focused on taking back the House. That's going to be a big deal for them. And what's happening right now, and a number of operatives have told me, that not only are they going out on their own and raising money independently, but they're trying to get more and more of a network outside of the party to do that, to support Republicans, including former Governor Rick Snyder, who's helping the House Republican Campaign Committee. So I think you're going to see a lot of individual efforts out there. The question is that going to lead to more primaries? So will the party actually support some people in primaries with some of these other perhaps non-Trump candidates? All of that's a wild card.
Yeah. All right. Rick, thank you.
Thanks, Rick.